My name is Rajiv, and I'm 22 years old. Ever since I was a child, I carried a secret dream to speak English confidently, to express my thoughts without hesitation, and to connect with people around the world. But every time I tried, my tongue felt heavy, my heart pounded, and my confidence melted away. Today, I want to share my journey from that timid boy muttering single words in class to the vibrant young man who now leads spoken English learning classes, a program designed to ignite your confidence, sharpen your fluency, and unlock the power within you. I still remember that rainy afternoon when I first stumbled into an English club at my college. The room smelled of chalk dust and nervous energy. Students sat in circles sharing poems and tongue twisters. I watched from the back, too shy to speak, nodding silently as others took turns. When the teacher asked me to introduce myself, my voice cracked. I managed only, "Hello, I am Raj," before I stopped. The silence that followed felt like an ocean. My cheeks burned. I vowed never to feel that helpless again. Over the next year, I tried everything: watching English movies, memorizing vocabulary lists, repeating audio recordings. I believed that if I accumulated enough words in my head, I could magically speak fluently. But each method left me stuck, reciting lines like a parrot. There was no real connection, no genuine flow. On the inside, I was screaming. Why could others speak so naturally? Why did English feel like an invisible wall between me and my dreams? Then one evening, I met Priya, a speech coach with a gentle smile and a notebook full of doodles. She listened patiently as I shared my struggles. She didn't correct my grammar first. Instead, she asked about my passions, my love for football, my fascination with travel, my hope to one day give a TED Talk. She told me that language is more than rules. It's a bridge built on emotion, stories, and authenticity. It's that conversation changed everything. Priya invited me to her workshop, a space where learners spoke about their lives, not grammar exercises. She introduced techniques like story mapping, where you outline your personal anecdotes in simple English before weaving them into a narrative. She taught mind mirroring, where you listen to a speaker's tone, pace, and energy, then reflect it in your own speech. Most importantly, she emphasized the 3 C's: curiosity, courage, and connection. These principles became my compass. I dove in headfirst. Instead of studying endless lists of irregular verbs, I focused on sharing small stories. The time I missed the winning goal by a fraction of a second. The first time I tasted pizza on a school trip, the day I cried watching my favorite movie's climax. At first, my sentences were shaky. I hesitated, I stumbled, I turned red. But every time I spoke, I felt a spark, a thrilling blend of fear and joy that told me I was growing. Within weeks, something remarkable happened. During a study group session, I narrated an experience visiting a local orphanage. I described the children's laughter, the scent of homemade chapati, the gentle sway of bamboo fans. I watched the faces around me soften, lean in, smile. My words built a shared moment. In that instant, I realized that speaking English was never just about grammar. It was about painting pictures with words, creating connections across cultures. And hearts. As my confidence soared, I began tutoring classmates in informal sessions. I used the same methods Priya taught me: storytelling prompts, role-play conversations, peer feedback circles. Watching others break through their fears felt incredible. Every time a student said, "I didn't know I could talk like this," my heart swelled. I saw my own past the boy, afraid to say hello, and felt gratitude for the journey. One afternoon, my mentor Priya told me, "Rajiv, it's time to share this with more people." Her words ignited a new dream: to launch Spoken English Learning Classes, a program that blends powerful storytelling techniques, motivational coaching, and real-world practice. I envisioned a community where learners from all walks of life could transform their spoken English, find their voice, and step boldly into new opportunities. Launching the program wasn't easy. I faced doubts. Who would trust a 22-year-old instructor? Could I design a curriculum that balanced structure and creativity? I spent nights drafting lesson plans, creating audio resources, and recording sample dialogues. I tested each module with friends, tweaking exercises until they lit up with excitement. I learned basic video editing to produce engaging clips, added motivational music, and wrote scripts that felt authentic and relatable. Finally, the day came to unveil spoken English learning classes. I sat before my first group 10 strangers, each carrying their own hopes and fears. I introduced myself, shared my story, and explained the class structure. Weekly live workshops, daily speaking challenges, supportive peer groups, and personalized feedback sessions. Then, with a deep breath, I asked the first question. Tell us about a moment you felt proud. The room fell silent. Then, one by one, voices emerged, soft at first, then growing stronger. The energy was electric. Week by week, I watched transformations unfold. Students who had paused at "I want to" began finishing sentences with confidence. Shy participants who avoided eye contact now held the microphone, sharing dreams of studying abroad or pitching business ideas. Laughter echoed through the virtual rooms as we tackled pronunciation games, storytelling marathons, and improv scenarios. Missteps became celebrations of learning. Tears mixed with triumphs. Bonds formed across screens. Community blossomed. One participant, Aisha, a 35-year-old engineer, had struggled with public speaking for years. By the 8th week, she delivered a flawless presentation about sustainable architecture in front of a live audience. Voice rang clear, her gestures natural. Afterward, she messaged me, "Rajiv, your guidance changed my life. I feel unstoppable." Moments like these made every late night worth it. Another student, Kareem, a high schooler, joined hesitantly, convinced he'd never escape his timid shell. He asked to speak only in chat for the first month. Gradually, he gained confidence, moved from text responses to short verbal answers. By week 10, he led a group discussion on his favorite book, summarizing complex ideas with clarity. His classmates cheered. He beamed. Spoken English learning classes isn't just a course, it's a movement. It's for the job seeker preparing for interviews, the traveler yearning to explore foreign lands, the dreamer eager to share stories on YouTube. Every lesson is infused with motivational insights. How to set smart speaking goals, how to embrace mistakes as stepping stones, how to cultivate a growth mindset that turns fear into fuel. We celebrate progress in every form because every word spoken is a victory. If you're watching this and your heart races at the thought of speaking English, know that you're not alone. I was once where you are, hesitant, uncertain, holding back my voice. But with the right guidance, with a community cheering you on, your voice can soar. My promise to you in spoken English learning classes: you will find practical techniques, heartfelt encouragement, and real-world practice that transforms your ability to communicate fluently and confidently. Imagine the door that opens when you walk into an interview and answer questions with ease. Picture the friendships you'll forge when you chat effortlessly with international peers. Envision the stage where you share your story, your ideas, your passions, unafraid and unapologetic. This is more than language learning. It's self-discovery, empowerment, and connection. Join me, Rajiv, age 22, on this journey. Let's shatter the barriers that hold you back. Let's turn your whispers into powerful speeches. Let's create ripples of change through every word you speak. Enroll now in spoken English learning classes and step into the version of yourself you've always dreamed of becoming. If your voice matters, let's make it heard.